Cyrus, stop it right Dialga and Palkia, says Ash in anger. Foolish kid, do you think that I will let all my efforts go fruitless? All my effort to create a new world, says Cyrus looking at the two Lord of Time and Space. Cyrus, we are warning you, stop this nonsense, says Cynthia. Dear Cynthia, I have already clear my plans and I won't be stopping my plans even if it means to eradicate you, says Cyrus as he extends his arm and the red object around the Dialga and Palkia started to glow causing the duo to get berserk. Dialga and Palkia, lend us your power, and turn them and their Pokemon into kids and eggs, says Cyrus. You won't be successful. Garchomp use Dragon Rage, Pikachu use Thunder, Piplup use Ice Beam, Krogunk use Poison Jab, says Ash, Brock, Dawn and Cynthia. Stop us if you can, says Mars and Jupiter as they send their Pokemon out causing Cynthia and other engaged in combat with Team Galactic. Guys, you help Cynthia, Pikachu and others go and help them, says Ash. Meanwhile I take care of Cyrus, thought Ash started to run towards the Cyrus. Fool, Dialga and Palkia use Special Rend and Roar of Time and kill the kid, says Cyrus as Dialga and Palkia turned towards Ash and released loud roar causing the gems on body of both Dialga and Palkia started to glow. Dialga and Palkia, stop. You are god of time and space and you can't obey human like Cyrus. Just focus and break the chains, says Ash. Dialga and Palkia follow my orders and kill the kid, says Cyrus. After lots of trial it was a failure as Dialga and Palkia are not listening to Ash. As they prepared and fires the powerful attack. Ash's Pikachu, who was busy in defending itself from the Team Galactic grunts, saw that Ash is in danger. Pika Pipka Pika Pika, says Pikachu as it used Volt Tackle and ran towards Ash. Stop it, says Mars as she sends her Rhyperior that used Earthquake causing Pikachu to throw out in the air. Rhyperior then used Rock Wrecker to hit Pikachu. Melodic protect Pikachu, says Cynthia sending her Melodic who used Hydro Pump to strike Rock Wrecker and Aqua Jet to hit Rhyperior causing great damage. Now finish with Blizzard, says Cynthia and with this Rhyperior is knocked out. Pikachu once again focused on Ash and ran towards the Ash. Cynthia sends her Espeon to save Ash, but it was not sufficient as Dialga and Palkia went berserk and used their powers to create a portal. Inside the portal Cyrus could see a universe. Finally my universe is created, says Cyrus as he started to laugh and walk towards the portal. Dialga and Palkia kill everyone, says Cyrus as both Pokemon released loud roar and then already fired their attack that merged into one beam that raced towards Ash. Ash's eyes widened as he blocked his face and closed his eyes. For few moments nothing happened and opened his eyes, he saw that Pikachu is blocking the attack with Volt Tackle. Pika, says Pikachu as he used all his strength and used Volt Tackle to push combined attack back but unfortunately Pikachu got overpowered and both attack hit Pikachu knocking it back on the ground. Pikachu no, says Ash as Pikachu looked at Ash and he started to turn into stone. Cha, says Pikachu in immense pain. Pikachu no, says Ash as he walked towards his buddy, picked him up and screamed loudly. By this time Pikachu is turned completely in stone. Dialga and Palkia are still mad and turn towards Cyrus who entered into the started to close and rises in the air. Dialga and Palkia used their combined attack to strike the portal which got destroyed and Cyrus is not in this world anymore. Pikachu why you sacrificed yourself for me, says Ash as he started to cry holding his beloved Pokemon in his arms. Cynthia, Brock, Dawn and everyone liked Pikachu very much. Ash, Pikachu was brave. We will remember him for his sacrifice, says Cynthia. Dialga and Palkia are now mad more than ever. Dialga and Palkia used their combined power and fired the special Rend and Roar of Time in the air causing these two attack to merge and tiered time and space causing time-space rift to open above the MT. Coronet. Time-space rift is so powerful that it started to pull everything inside it. Ash and his friends hold each other tight but this is the force that they can't even stop. As a precautionary step, Brock and Dawn recalled their Pokemon. Ash is devastated, his best friend sacrificed his life to save him. As Ash is right below the rift, it starts to float towards the rift at very speed, just before Cynthia could take any action, as was gone. Ash no, says Dawn as she fell on her knees. Her best friend and mentor disappeared into and Palkia are creating havoc until they both engaged in a battle. We have to do something, or else Sinnoh may end up with lots of casualties. We can try to bring Ash back later on, but we have to stop Dialga and Palkia from destroying things, says Cynthia. Right. I know Ash will be safe. I can say that with past experience of traveling with him, says Brock. Dialga and Palkia then started to fight each other until they both used their tails and hit the object on their waist, causing it to destroy completely, making them free from. Then they stopped fighting. The time-space rift also disappeared with a loud explosion, causing all hopes of Dawn and Brock vanished to bring their friend back. Dialga and Palkia shook their head before looking around them. They both looked at each other before they vanished into a portal. See what you did, because of you our boss is dead, says Saturn. He is dead because of his foolish plan. Now don't give me lecture, says Cynthia. We will kill you, says Mars as she is about to send her Pokemon. Not too early. Magnezone use Thunder Wave and paralyze them, says another voice as Thunder Wave hit the Team Galactic grunt. Agent Looker from International Police, I arrest you all, says Looker as many special squad came and arrested the grunts and admins of Team Galactic. Once everything is settled, Dawn and Brock stayed there to find a way to get Ash back. Brock, what we will do? How we will tell Ms. Ketchum about this, says Dawn. I don't know. This is a difficult for me as well. She is very protective of Ash. If she found out that Ash is involved in legendary stuff once again, she will kill me and she won't let him travel again, says Brock. Dawn and Brock, I know this is a loss for you, but we can't do anything right now. Ash, he was a great trainer and I think it would be cool if he fight me in the league. I think there must be a reason behind everything that happens around us, says Cynthia. Somewhere in an unknown region, a fire monkey is laying unconscious on the thick blanket of snow. The heavy winds are blowing, chilling the blood of the fire type. The fire type Pokemon opened its eyes only to found itself covered in snow. Where I am, and what's place is this, says the Pokemon in confusion. The fire monkey spotted an empty Pokeball near him and nothing else. Ash, Staraptor, Buizel, Gliscor and Grotle, where are you guys? Says the Pokemon in panic as he starts looking for his friends. Where are you? Did Ash betrayed me like Paul? Is Ash like Paul? Thought the fire monkey. Somewhere in an unknown region. Run, run, run. Keep distance, says a villager. R, says the unknown creature with red eyes and massive jaws and blue fins. I told you to stay in village. We are in a deadly situation, says another villager as the creature flew towards them with blinding speed, ready to slash their heads in. Two massive creature roared loudly, grabbing the attention of fire type. What's that? Asks the Pokemon to himself as the fire monkey ignited the flames to make body temperature normal and then ran towards the source of voice. Arriving at the location, it saw a wild Garchomp running straight for the group of humans. Oh no. They are in danger. I think by saving them I can find everyone else, says the monkey. The villagers prayed for their life as they heard a loud screech. A burning orb of flames hit the back of the Garchomp. What's that? Asks one of the villagers as a burning flames converted into a monkey. Fire monkey took a deep breath before releasing a massive stream of flames as tornado that engulfed the wild creature. Wild creature then used its fins to deflect flames and then charged at the fire monkey. Fire monkey tried to evade the attack, but that creature released the blue flames from its mouth. Taking the advantage of the distraction, villagers ran away, leaving the two creatures settle there. Fire monkey saw that and tried to run behind humans, but the massive creature used the familiar attack, Giga Impact, to land critical hit on the fire monkey. Fire monkey stood back and then screamed loudly before using flame wheel. Somewhere in an unknown region, chilled winds are blowing heavily, making it difficult for anyone to see clearly. We have to move quick and reach at the campsite. The weather will be rougher with the passage of time, says one of the villager passing by. The leader of the group trip onto something. Are you okay? Asks the group member. Yeah, it seems I tripped on something, says the leader. As he removed the snow, a kid with weird clothes is buried in the snow with a statue in his arms. What a kid with weird clothing and a statue is doing here? Asks the group member. It seems he is here for past few hours. Let's take him to camp, says another member. Few hours later they are back on the camp. A new rescue? Asks another villager. Yes, he was there buried in the snow. Without any delay, let's save him, and we have to treat them, says villager. It seems weird, look at the clothing, says the villager. We can check for his clothes later on, save him right now, says the first villager in anger. Alright, give me some time. I am not sure if we can save him, though it is not late, but we will do our best, says the villager. Grr, says the mystical creature as it unleashed the powerful dragon rage that collided with the flame wheel. The flame wheel wasn't sufficient as dragon rage overpowered the flame wheel, sending fire monkey crashed near the tree. The massive creature appeared beside the fire monkey. Terror filled the heart of the fire monkey, due to which it is unable to move, and both fins of the creature cut through the chest, seeing an X mark. Blood is coming out of chest. The fire monkey saw the mark and then its eyes starts to turn red. Anger filled its heart, and then flames got brighter on monkey's tail, causing it to spread in all direction. Fire monkey surrounded in flames before it used flame wheel that shocked the mighty Pokemon. Flame wheel connected with chest of the Pokemon, after which it used its fins to deflect the flame wheel. Fire monkey is more angry now. Fire monkey Pokemon screamed loudly and used fire spin, which made the opposing Pokemon flew away. The fire monkey is still angry and it is using flamethrower in all direction, leaping from one tree to another. It made its way towards the center of the forest. After climbing for 20 minutes, exhaustion took over it and then flames disappeared, red eyes become normal and it fainted. Nearby, a 15-year-old girl is walking with her Glaceon. Suddenly Glaceon's ears perked up and it ran in particular direction. Glaceon, wait, says the girl as she ran behind her partner. Glaceon then came in front of a fire monkey Pokemon who was unconscious. Did you found something, Glaceon? Asks the girl. Oh my god. This is Monferno and it seems this Pokemon is heavily injured, says the girl as she inspected the Pokemon. A deep cut in shape of X is present on its chest. Glaceon, let's take this Pokemon to the village. We can treat it there, says the girl. How is he? Asks the man who saved the kid. Kid is still unconscious, but God knows how long it will take him to gain consciousness. The good thing is, he didn't caught hypothermia, else it would be difficult for us to cure him, says the medical person. So when he will wake up? Asks the man. I can't say. This kid got injury on the right part of the brain and his right arm is fractured. It will be good if this kid don't wake up soon. It will help in his recovery, says the man. Asahi, says the girl as she came running towards the man who turned towards the girl. The girl is running out of breath. Arita, what happened and why you were in such a hurry? Asks Asahi. Please help. I found this Pokemon. It is injured. It sustained deep injuries on its arms and chest, says the girl. But why you brought it here? You know it can be dangerous, says the girl, now identified as Arita. Please help it. I am begging you, says Arita in pleading tone. Place this Pokemon on table. We will try to treat this Pokemon, says Asahi. Thanks, says Arita as she placed Pokemon on the table. By the way, you both guys are looking tensed. What happened? Asks Arita. Come with us, says Asahi as he took Arita inside the another tent, and there she found a kid laying unconscious. Who is this kid, and looks like this kid is not from here, says Arita. Right, we found this kid buried and brought him as soon as possible. But it seems this kid will take time to wake up, says Asahi. So sad, says Arita. Can you check his bag, if we can find any identity of his? There is no way to identify, we only found this with him, says Asahi, pointing to a Pikachu statue. A statue of Pikachu, but why this kid is holding that? Asks Arita. We don't know, he can only tell us. Until he wake up we can't say anything, says Asahi. Somewhere an Electivire launched thunder that connected with the sea weasel. The electricity was too much for it to handle, causing it to collapse on the ground. Booey, says Weasel as he tried to get up. Electivire then came in front of it and then used its tentacle to bind the sea weasel. Electivire then raised its arm and tried to use hammer arm. I have to. Let's see what Ash will do if he was here, thought Sea Weasel until an idea strike it. Sea Weasel starts spinning its tail while using Sonic Boom and redirects it at Electivire's leg, which made Electivire loosen its grip. Booey booey booey, says Sea Weasel as it created distance between itself and Electivire before saying Ice Aqua Jet. To make it more powerful, Weasel starts spinning, making Ice Aqua Jet like a drill. Electivire then used Wild Charge, which Sea Weasel countered using Ice Aqua Jet. Sea Weasel is struggling hard to keep Electivire away. That's not an ordinary Electivire. It is something else, says Sea Weasel as he put full power behind the Ice Aqua Jet, causing explosion. Sea Weasel then assaulted Electivire with a new move that it was practicing, but Electivire is not a pushover. Electivire is able to protect itself. Sea Weasel Pokemon didn't surrender. It continued to battle until its last breath and finally able to land powerful Rock Smash on Electivire's neck, causing it to faint instantly. That was a close battle. I have to find others, and first thing I need to figure is where I am. Where are others and how we landed here, thought Sea Weasel. Back in the same region, a grass-type grove Pokemon is searching for something. A bird is soaring through sky. The heavy winds are blowing, making it unable to see anything. Staraptor, Monferno, Weasel guys, where are you? Asks the Pokemon as he screams loudly. What's that? It seems like, says the bird as its eyes landed on a Pokemon which looks familiar to it. Staraptor, says the Pokemon loudly, gaining the attention of the grass type, looked above to see a familiar flying type. Staraptor, thank God you are here. I was worried, but where are we and where are others? Asks the Pokemon. I don't know, Grotle. All I remember was we were battling the Team Galactic, but we lost and Ash recalled us. But where are we? Says Staraptor. Something is not right. We need to find Weasel, Gliscor, Monferno, Ash and Pikachu, says Grotle. Right. Let's go together. We can't take risk of getting separated. This is very cold environment and I don't think we can survive without food, says Grotle as he paused and says, do you think Ash abandoned us? Don't think like this. Ash would never abandon us. Something is not good. We can't arrive on conclusion so early, says Staraptor. You are right. We need to figure this out, says Grotle. As Sea Weasel Pokemon is walking in thick blanket of snow, a Pokemon crashed on its face out of nowhere. Hey, who is this and can't you fly properly? Asks Sea Weasel. Weasel, is that you? Asks the Pokemon. Sea Weasel Pokemon now identified as Weasel, who rubbed its forehead and looked at new arrival. Gliscor, says Weasel as he took Gliscor in hug. I was looking for you. Thank God you met me. But where are we? Asks Weasel. I don't know. It seems we are separated. I remember that we were with Ash in a strange vortex, but moments later we all got separated, says Gliscor as he starts crying. Calm down, Gliscor, says Weasel. I can't fly properly. I am just a burden on you guys, says Gliscor. Hey, don't be sad. We are one team and we will overcome our weaknesses. Ash didn't took us in his team for our perfection. He took us because he wants to improve us, says Weasel. You are truly a best buddy, says Gliscor, taking Weasel in hug. Never mind. Let's find Staraptor, Monferno, Grotle, Ash and Pikachu, says Weasel. Can you find any human society, any town or city? Sure. Hop on me, says Gliscor. Are you sure you can carry me? We haven't eaten anything in past few hours and flying without our belly full can lead to consequences, says Weasel. You are right. Without any energy I think we won't be able to find anyone, says Gliscor. It's already 2 days past since Arita took Monferno in the village for treatment. Monferno was sleeping from past 2 days until now. Says Monferno as he opened his eyes and saw a bandage on his arms and chest. You finally awake, huh? Says a Glaceon walking towards him. Who are you? Asks Monferno. I am Glaceon. You are at my owner's place. We found you 2 days ago in the forest. You were unconscious and you had a deep cut on the chest. Tell me what happened, says Glaceon. A wild Garchomp was attacking group of people. I decided to battle it but in the end I failed, says Monferno. Where is your owner? I want to thank her, says Monferno. She is in the tent next to it. She is helping one of the villager in treating the kid they found in the snow, says Glaceon. A kid? Asks Monferno. Yeah, a kid with weird clothings. People of this land don't wear those kind of. Weirdest thing is, that kid was holding a statue of a Pikachu, says Glaceon. Wait, what? A kid with the statue of Pikachu? Can you take me there? Asks Monferno. I can't. You are still recovering, says Glaceon. Please, I am looking for my friends, a human who took me in his team when my previous trainer abandoned me, says Monferno. What are you saying? Trainer, abandoned? Asks Glaceon. I will tell you later, but please take me there, says Monferno. Okay, fine, says Glaceon as she took Monferno in a tent next to a tent where Monferno is resting. Glaceon, why you brought him here? It could hurt this kid, says Arita as Monferno jumped on an empty table to see the kid. As Monferno saw who that kid is, he starts crying and starts to shake him. What are you doing, Monferno? You can hurt him, says Arita, but Monferno is not listening. Wake up, Ash. Please, wake up, says Monferno, but Ash is not listening. Monferno starts crying. Tears starts coming out of his eyes. Arita is shocked to see that a Pokemon is crying for human. A Pokemon crying for human. Is that true? Do Pokemon care for humans? Thought Arita. Monferno, what happened? Why you started crying after looking at him? Asks Glaceon. This is my friend. I was searching for him. I thought he abandoned me, but I found that he is injured. Asks Monferno. Monferno, says Arita as she picks the fire monkey and took him in a hug to console him. To her surprise, Monferno calmed down a bit. Tell me, he is your owner, isn't he? Asks Arita. Monferno looked at her before giving a positive nod. Monferno, can you confirm why this kid was holding that statue? Asks Arita, pointing to a statue of Pikachu. A statue of Pikachu. Where is Pikachu? I didn't saw him with Ash. Ash never separate Pikachu with him. Is that Pikachu who turned into statue? Thought Monferno until he realized that Pikachu is no longer with them. As Monferno saw that, he burst into tears once again. Arita then made Monferno calm down once again. Monferno, you stay here, take rest, I am sure that your friend will wake up soon. So you meant to say that this kid is owner of that Pokemon you brought 2 days ago. And that statue was once a living Pokemon? Asks Asahi. I am sure. Then why that Monferno will burst into tears upon looking at statue and that kid, says Arita. Okay then, let's keep that Pokemon until that kid wakes up, says Asahi. Back in the wild, Buizel and Gliscor took shelter in an empty cave. We are not sure how long we have to stay like this. There is no clue of Monferno, Staraptor and Grotle. What in this world happened? Ash, Dawn, Brock are not here either, says Buizel. We are not sure, but we can't surrender, right? That's what Ash told us, never give up until the end, says Gliscor. Right, says Buizel. Gliscor, you stay here, let me bring the berries. I saw a berry tree nearby not far from here, says Buizel. Let's go together there, it's boring here. No humans, no civilization and no fun, says Gliscor. Meanwhile, Staraptor and Grotle spotted a berry tree which made them excited. Grotle, let's go and have some berries, says Staraptor as Grotle and Staraptor speed up and arrived at the berry tree. Let's make sure there are no wild Pokemon here, says Grotle. Once they are assured, Staraptor used wing attack to get some berries off the tree. Meanwhile, a Gliscor and Buizel arrives at the same spot. There are 2 wild Pokemon already feeding under the tree, says Buizel. I think we know those 2, don't you feel strange that 2 different species are together? In wild we don't mix well with other species, right? We can't tolerate any other species until those species are our friends, says Gliscor. You mean, those 2 can be, says Buizel as both looked at each other and says, Staraptor and Grotle, are friends. Both Staraptor and Grotle are eating until they saw 2 familiar Pokemon coming towards them. Staraptor and Grotle are now in battle stance until they realized who those 2 are. Buizel, Gliscor, says the 2 Pokemon as they rush towards them. Once reunited they share food and then Buizel took them in the cave they found. Any clue of Monferno, Ash and Pikachu? Asks Staraptor. No, but I thought I spotted a small civilization near a lake, says Staraptor. You didn't went there? Asks Gliscor. I went, but people scared me off. They used fire torch to scare me, says Staraptor. I think we have to sneak there. Maybe someone have found Monferno. You know how unstable he become when he is scared due to past trauma that arrogant Paul gave him. Due to his unstable power he faints quickly, says Grotle. Once weather is clear, I want you and Staraptor to do an aerial survey of this land. Find all possible civilizations, says Buizel to Gliscor and Staraptor. Sure. But the place is very dangerous here, says Grotle. It's 12 more days past. Staraptor, Grotle, Gliscor and Buizel spotted 6 small human civilization, scattered across the icy land. This is the 13th day and last hope to find. Past 12 days they came face to face with many wild Pokémon who were willing to kill them for food. As a team they battled them together and won the battle. In the battle process they learned new moves and uncocked egg moves. Grotle learned Leech Seed, Double Edge, Earth Power, Leaf Storm, Seed Bomb, Super Power, Double Team. Gliscor learned Poison Jab, Ice Fang, Thunder Fang, Cross Poison, Double Team, and Night Slash. Buizel learned Whirlpool, Hydro Pump, Double Team, Power Up Punch. Staraptor learned Giga Impact, Steel Wing, Sky Attack, Aerial Ace, Double Team. Arriving at the last civilization, Staraptor, Grotle, Gliscor and Buizel hid behind the trees from where they can get a good view. As they are looking around, Staraptor spotted a familiar Pokémon. Guys look, I can see Monferno, says Staraptor pointing to a specific tent with his wings. Monferno is currently walking in the same direction they are right now. Luck is on our side, a Monferno is coming here. We can find if this is the same Monferno or not, says Buizel. Why can't we identify with his smell, asks Gliscor. Our sense of smell is not that strong and pure. Monferno didn't had scar on the chest, says Buizel. Wait a minute, look at the object in its hand, says Staraptor as everyone observed it. It's Ash's hat, says Grotle in realization. He is our friend. Let's go, says Buizel. As Monferno is walking towards the forest, familiar Pokémon surrounded him. Staraptor, Buizel, Gliscor and Grotle. Is that you guys? Asks Monferno. Yes silly, but why you have Ash's hat in your hand? Asks Grotle. He is Unconscious and Pikachu, says Monferno as he stopped. Pikachu what? Asks Grotle. He is no more. Pikachu turned into stone and Ash is unconscious because of injury he got on his head. His arm is fractured and so his legs are, says Monferno. I want to see him. Can you take us there? Asks Buizel. I will. Come with me, says Monferno. As they are walking, Buizel asks. How did you got this injury? A wild Garchomp. It tried to attack some humans and I decided to save them and in that process I got this, says Monferno. Dude you are brave, says Gliscor. I am not. That trauma still haunts me. When I see any wild Pokémon coming towards me with intent to kill, I feel I am with that Paul, says Monferno. We will overcome this, don't worry. At least we are together right, says Grotle. Monferno then introduced his friends to Rita who was unable to understand clearly but she got a hint that these Pokémon or creatures belong to the kid. You guys can live here but make sure you don't hurt any human here, only few people like Pokémon. I pray for quick recovery of your trainer, says Rita as Monferno nuzzled her leg. She is my owner. Get away from her, says Glaceon. I was just thanking her, says Monferno. Since the reunion of Monferno and his friends, 3 months passed and Ash is still unconscious. The 5 Pokémon lost their hope until they gayard happy sound. Asahi, come here, he is waking up, says Arita coming out of tent. Is that true? Is he waking up? Asks Asahi. Yes, says Arita. Asahi and Arita went inside where they heard very feeble voice. Where I am, says the kid as he started to open his eyes. As the kid opened the eyes, he saw a white ceiling not made of concrete but made of wood and cloth. Finally you are awake, says Asahi. Who are you, and where I am? Asks the kid. You are in our village. Few villagers found you in the name as Asahi and she is Arita, leader of the Pearl clan, says Asahi. Thanks for saving me, says Ash. No problem young kid, we are happy that you are finally awake but can you tell me, where are you from and how you ended up here? Asks Arita. I am Ash Ketchum, from Pallet Town in Kanto region, says Ash as he closed his eyes. Did you saw my Pokémon, Monferno, Buizel, Staraptor, Gliscor, Grotle and Pikachu? Asks Ash. I did, they are outside, let me call them, says Arita. Mon, Buoy, Score, Grot, Star. Where is Pikachu? Asks Ash. Wait a minute, says Arita as she handed a familiar statue. As Ash saw that, bad memories filled his mind, causing Ash to burst in tears. Sorry buddy, I wasn't able to protect you, says Ash as he starts crying. Once Ash become normal, he says, did you found my bag and Pokeball belt, asks Ash as Monferno reached near the small wooden piece on which his bag was, quickly grabbed the bag and handed to Ash. Thanks Monferno, says Ash. Are you speaking of this? Says Arita as she gave Ash a belt made of leather with 6 Pokeball attached to it. What's this? This seems like a Pokeball, a device used to carry Pokemon. Though we don't keep our Pokemon inside, but these things are different, very small as compared to our Pokeballs, says Arita. This is a Pokeball we use to carry Pokemon if we are traveling for long duration, says Ash as he pressed the middle button, after which Pokeball got bigger. What kind of magic is that? Asks Arita in shock. This is a technology we use. Pokeballs shrink and grow on press of a button, says Ash as Ash pointed Pokeball at Buizel, which release red light that angled Buizel and he has disappeared. To send Pokemon out, we throw Pokeball in the air. Buizel come out, says Ash as he tossed Pokeball, after which Buizel appeared. That's amazing, Arita declared in excitement. Ash, it looks like you are not from this era. You have highly advanced Pokeball as compared to what Professor Laventon recently invented, says Arita. Professor Laventon? Asks Ash. Yes, he is a scholar from faraway land. I think you should meet him. I know him, so I will take you there, says Arita. Arita, I think I sold leave now, says Ash. Ash, you should stay here for 1 more month until you recover fully, says Arita. Thanks for your hospitality. I am grateful to you and your people who saved me, says Ash. No problem. We are happy that we saved you, says Arita. Take rest, says Arita as she left the tent.